Guys, DragonComa coming here today with a deck profile on my Mermails. This is the deck I really want to play for regionals, but I couldn't get the pieces in time for the regionals, so I ended up just bringing Fire Fist Stun to that event. But I finally got the finishing pieces on this deck, so now I can do a deck profile for you guys on what I'm probably be playing for the rest of this format until December. I think this deck's really solid, probably a tier 2 deck at this point. I really think it's probably one of the best meta call decks next to Battery Man. So let's get into this deck. One lead. Lead is just like the beats deck of the deck. 2700 gets over almost anything. 2 Megalo. I like 2 Megalo. People usually play only 1 Megalo and 1 lead, but I feel like Megalo is really needed at 2, just because the first Megalo you're going to use to just summon off of like a Sphere or a Lind, and the second Megalo you always need to use as like use its actual effect to special summon it, because adding Sphere into your hands is a very, very needed play in my opinion. It's very dire for your plays to go off. Sphere's like the most important card in the whole entire deck, and adding it to your hand by Megalo is just very important in my opinion. So yep, I feel like you need to play at least 2 Megalo. The lead is optional, but I feel like 2 Megalos like needed completely. 3 Tias. He's just the I think he's the best discard outlet card, just because he takes only 1 to summon out. He's not really that combo oriented. He can create combos, but for the most part, he just adds cards to your hand, and that's really important when you're playing Mermails. Next, 3 Linds. This actually has a little story behind it. As you can see, 2 of these are ultis and 1 of them is ultras. So 2 days before the regionals, I went to my local card shop trying to pick up the finishing pieces for Mermails, but they were pricing it too high. However, the Linds were pretty fairly priced. The ultra Linds were $5, the ulti Linds were $10. And there were only 2 Linds there that were ultra, so I was thinking of just picking up 2 Linds to play at the event, and the ulti Linds were going for about 10, so I didn't really want to spend $20 overall for a couple of Linds. I know like I'm getting kind of greedy at this point, but still. But the guy there just sold me 2 ulti Linds and an ultra Lind for 15, which is actually a really great deal. So shout out to that guy. He's a very nice person, I believe, and that just goes to show you that not all store vendors are blood-sucking, money-thirsty monsters. Next, 3 Pikes. He's your most important searcher in your deck, I believe, next to Undyne. So you need to play 3 of him. I don't play Turge because Turge is kind of more of a conditional card, so I don't like him. 1 Dyne. Dyne makes for a lot of combos. And then 1 Gund, because Gund is just the like reborn of the deck. For the other water monsters, I'm playing 2 Undyne. That's kind of standard now, along with the 2 controllers. I'm playing 2 Marksmen and 2 Heavy Infantry. I think this is kind of standard now too, because every single trap in the game right now is chainable. So you really don't want to be using Marksman all too often unless you know you're playing something like Rogue. But like against Burning Abyss and Cleaforts and Shadows, everything is chainable. So you absolutely do not want to be using Marksman too much. However, Marksman's really good against Rogue, so you just want to play 2 of these. 1 Dragoons, because you can only play 1. 1 Glacia. This is the easiest card to side out, but against Rogue and Cleafort's absolutely like monstrous. And then 1 Tidal, because it's the one thing that makes this deck like still playable in my opinion. Onto the spells. 2 MSTs, because you need to play at least 2 in every single deck now, because Cleafort's this thing. 1 Forbidden Lance. This deck dies the back row, so you need to have that. Soul Charge, Allure, and Salvage. Onto the traps. Triple Sphere. 1 Solemn. 1 Bottomless. This has become better because of Cleaforts. Compulse, good against Shadows. Breakthrough Skill. Divine Wrath. Probably going to change this either for Raigeki Break or Phoenix Wingwind. But this thing is still pretty good against stuff like Burning Abyss, I guess. But I think Phoenix Wingwind Blast would be better. My final one is Ceasefire. This is my own personal attack. I really like it. Mermails can usually spam a ton of monsters on field and just beat over a lot. Like, that's why Mermails were known as an OTK deck for the past 2 years. They could OTK really fast. And the thing with Ceasefire is that if you draw into this, spam a bunch of monsters, and then attack all in, your opponent's probably going to be left with maybe, I don't know, maybe 2,000 to 3,000 life points left. And then you set this card, and then on their turn, like, you can just flip this in draw phase and kill them off. Or if they decide not to MST or get rid of it, then they can summon a bunch of monsters, then you just flip Ceasefire and you win the game. So like, Ceasefire is just really good. Onto the extra deck, I have my 4 tokens. Too bad not all of them are Narukami, because I love Vanguard and I love Narukamis. I don't play Vanguard, but I just like the card designs. Onto the Synchros, I'm playing 1 Yazi. Yazi is really good against the Burning Abyss matchup, because this thing just says, no, you cannot target me, and every single Burning Abyss trap, like anything, every single trap in that deck that Burning Abyss abuse is targeting, so this thing's just really solid. It's also really good against Virgil because they can't get rid of it. And this card's overall really good against Burning Abyss because it just has that extra 100 attack that the stuff like Virgil and Dante can't get over unless they have like Giga Brilliant or Acid Golem. Black Rose Dragon, this is really good against Rogue. I would say it's also pretty good against the Cleaver matchup, but this is better against Rogue. Anything that can side Macro and D-Fissure on you, or even main it, you need to run Black Rose for that. That's why I kept Black Rose in. I was seriously contemplating on taking it out because all the top meta decks right now are like, I don't care if you blow up my stuff because I'm just going to get it back anyways. In my opinion, the current format, it's in Chaos. We obviously know the 3 top decks are Shadal's, Cleaforts, and Burning Abyss, but everybody else is still trying to find that extra magic deck in there from the past formats to take down the top meta, and of course that hasn't really happened yet. So Black Rose is good for those rogue matchups. If you didn't watch my regionals report, the description, the link will be down there somewhere. There was like 1/3 of the people were playing meta, and then the other 2/3 were playing the rogue. So yeah, everybody's trying to find that magic rogue deck. Then playing 1 Leo because he's really strong. Not only can he not be targeted, but he's just a 3100 beater that nobody can get over. The Xyz, I'm playing 1 Ghost Trick Alucard, 1 Leviair, and 1 Mech-Whipped. I don't play Abyss and Bahamut Shark because I don't feel like they're very good this format. A lot of the cards currently are either bouncing or just, yeah, mostly are bouncing or banishing. And Shark and Trite just aren't that good anymore because of the fact. Because you want Trite to go to the graveyard and has to be destroyed to get its effect. But right now, everything is bouncing and, as I said, just banishing. So that's pretty much dead. And when you're playing your rank 3s, you need to make sure that they're actually like putting in some work. So these, I feel like, the ones that put in the most work. I'm playing 1 Downard, like replacement for the Shark, Dweller, Castle, 101, and Chain. The reason why I'm not playing the Exciton, I do have an Exciton now. The reason why I'm not playing Exciton is because you go into rank 4s as rare as it is, and the times you go into rank 4s is usually means you're in a pretty good spot. So that usually means that you have more cards than your opponent or equal cards to your opponent. So Exciton pretty much becomes useless in that case. Ios, 11, Mecha Dracossack, and then my own personal choice, number 7. Number 74, he's just really good against Burning Abyss, so play him. So that does it for my Mermail deck. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys later. This is DragonComa signing out. See ya.